government must do immediately to rebuild the lost trust in Murshidabad and the surrounding areas?
Thank you, Devika. Ideally, government should have acted before, which means before the Waqf Act was passed, large-scale communications should have preceded. Any major policy change, the government is bound in a democracy to communicate with the people who are likely to be affected, so that minimize or eliminate the scope for either misinformation or disinformation. So this has not happened. The same thing was in the farmers' protest. The acts that were going to affect the farmers were one who were never consulted before the bills were passed. The consultation were with the business chambers. So here also, this was a major issue because Muslim community looks at work properties as something, a kind of capital, very big capital available with it, which can be commercialized, which can benefit poor and all. So there was a lot of scope and potentially very explosive situation to be created. This government needed to comprehend before even the discussion in parliament started. So that has not happened. There's a trust deficit and there is a communication deficit. Put together, that makes a very dangerous cocktail. So a issue as serious as the Waqf, without any communication or consultation or the committee being taken into confidence, being brought in the parliament, so it was a discussion in the political party. So this the issue is not a religious issue at all. So I would disagree a little with the good friend Major Shah, who otherwise speaks so well. Even today he spoke. It's not a interfaith dialogue. It's not an issue between the communities. It is purely issue which has to be dealt now with by the government, either the state government now, as far as the post-right actions are required. And
you're right, sir. You're right about that.
It is the common people who are participating. Again, I would disagree. It's not the political people who are. They may have instigated, but ultimately the participation of large number of people, they are the common people. They are gullible to be exploited for their sentiments. So that is there. So now what can be done is that there should be more clarity by the central government that the business rules are yet to be made. So Act has been passed, but the rules are to be framed. So whatever the apprehensions or the genuine concern that can be partly addressed, because rules cannot deviate completely from the Act provisions, but within that there is scope that the CA rules were formulated, so within broader ambit of the Act, but there is some flexibility of, because ultimately the implementation is guided by the rules. So that is where one thing that central government can do is the state government also need to set, its house in order, be little more prepared and communicate little more clearly that this thing is not to be tolerated.
Mr. Khan, why do you think that the state government is then silent or at least condemning the violence that has taken place? We've seen ministers of the state government of the TMC once again giving it a political spin, but why is it that they shy away from condemning purely violence that has been caught on cameras?
Devika, let us be honest, that country is not headed in the right direction. The perceived political protection or the immunity that is giving the leeway to miscreants to create the problems is happening state after state. For example, if there is an issue in Rajasthan or Madhya Pradesh or any state governed by the BJP, the people who take up the cause of, let's say, dear to right wing, they will have perceived protection and immunity. So similarly, in West Bengal, the people who are doing this, they perceived to be some kind of protection and immunity by the state government, and the state government also will be more sensitive in handling the committed voters. So let's put it like this. So this is two wrongs don't make one right, but wrongs are happening continuously. So I believe that state government, for example, recently Ram Navami, whatever violence took place, most of the people got the immunity. So that actually states have to give clear signals. Irrespective of the political affiliation, the violence is violence. It has to be treated that way. The crimes are crimes, so criminals have to be dealt with that way. So each state government, irrespective of the writers' political affiliations, have to be dealt as per the provisions of the law.
And Mr. MJ Khan, lastly, I'd like to understand from your perspective, why do you think then Muslim leaders as well, or community leaders, there could be political leaders, why do they shy away also from coming out and condemning such type of violence, or at least asking for peace to prevail?
No, that I agree, Devika, that one, that the real leadership is missing. Most of the political leaders, Muslim leaders that you are saying, they are actually leaders of their respective political parties. There is no Muslim leadership. Often we see this term being coined. There is no Muslim leadership. So these are the leaders of their political parties will actually act and speak what suits to their political party. So this is one that need to be clarified. I would also agree that a lot of reforms within the Muslim community need to be carried out, and particularly on the issues as sensitive as this, why the government has its own responsibility. The Muslim community, educated ones like three of us are here, also need to carry that responsibility of educating the community objectively what is good and what is not good. For example, in the entire act, everything cannot be bad and everything cannot be good. There can be, how do you look at it? There can be some concerns from both perspectives. So whether there is a responsible intellectual leadership of the Muslim community, as of now it is not. Me and Major Shah had initiated something 4 years back that worked wonderfully well. I think some kind of reception of that to carry forward the responsibility of educating the people if there is a chance of getting misguided. That has to be done at least. Right, Devika? So
Okay, all right.